ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सुमुखश्च एकदन्तश्च कपिलो गजकर्णकः लम्बोदरश्च विकटो विघ्नराजो विनायकः धूमकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षः फालचन्द्रो गजाननः वक्रतुण्डः शूर्पकर्णो हेरम्बः स्कन्दपूर्वजः शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। यस्य द्विरदवक्त्राद्या पारिषद्या परस्सथं विघ्नं निघ्नन्ति सततं विश्वक्सेनं तमाश्रये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय कृष्णाय अक्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वभूतहिते रतं वेदाब्जभास्करं वन्दे समाधिनिलयं मुनिं। जन्माद्यस्य यतः अन्वयात् इतरतश्चार्थेषु अभिज्ञः स्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायः आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः तेजो वारिमृतां यतो विनिमयः यत्र सर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मः प्रोचितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवम् अत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम्। श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृदि अवरुध्यतेः अत्र कृतिभिः तत्सृषिभिः तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखात् अमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिकाः भुवि भावुकाः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। Now with Bhagavan's grace, let us continue from where we left off yesterday in our last session. With Swami's grace, we completed to some extent, it's never completed. We studied perhaps as a first attempt through Adhyayam 28 in Skandham 3. And now with Bhagavan's grace, we will begin Adhyayam 29. 29, the Kapila Upadesam gives some details about Bhakti Yoga, the devotional path. Slokams 1 through 5 are basically describe what Devahuti speaks and asks, and Slokam 6, then Maitreya says, after hearing, what does Kapila Bhagavan do? Okay, so now we'll take up 1 and 2 together. Devahuti Uvacha. Devahutihi Uvacha. Lakshanam Mahat Adinam Prakrutehe Purushasya cha Sarupam Lakshyate Amisham Yena Tat Paramarthikam Yatha Sankeshu Kathitam Yen Moolam Tat Prachakshate Bhakti Yogasya Me Margam Bruhi Vistarasaha Prabho. Devahutihi Uvacha Lakshanam Mahat Adinam Prakrutehe Purushasya cha Swarupam Lakshyate Misham Yena Tat Paramarthikam Yatha Sankyeshu Kathitam Yen Moolam Tat Prachakshate Bhakti Yogasya Me Margam Bruhi Vistarasaha Prabho. The overall meaning is, Swami, now you told me in detail about the Samkhya Yoga. The Samkhya Yoga, the Lakshanam, the basic reason, the Amsangal of Samkhya Yoga is the Bhagavan Sarupam, that the details about that through Sravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. These are 3 steps, very important. That is why it's called Samkhya Yoga. And so that Samkhya Yoga now, Bhagavan Swami, you have now given me detailed description about Prakriti and about the various things that evolved from the Prakriti, the Mahat Adinam, the various categories that came from that, right? And also about Purusha. Now, the whole reason this Prakriti and Purusha, Mahat Adinam, the Panchabhutangal, Tanmatregal, all those elements, the aspects that we talked about, there's all Mahat Adinam. The reason it is there, the purpose is to get the knowledge about attainment of devotion to Bhagavan. That's the only reason. The Prayojanam, what is the Prayojanam? What is the use, the purpose of creation is to develop devotion to Bhagavan. Manasa Bhajare Guru Charanam. That is the purpose of creation. Then that Charanam, Bhagavan's feet will take care of everything else. So that now, please Swami, please tell me, now since the Prayojanam, the purpose of all this, the details about Sankhya Yoga, the knowledge about creation, the Mahat Adinam, the Tattvangal, etc. The purpose is only for developing bhakti, devotion to God. Now, therefore, please tell me the details of the path of devotion. Hey Prabhu, Amisham Mahat Adinam, Amisham, these Mahat Adinam, the Mahat Tattvam, then the Manas, the Buddhi, the Panchabhutangal, right? And the Tanmatregal, all those things that we talked about, right? The 24 of them. So Mahat, all these, Prakrutehe, let me give you pick the word in Sanskrit so we can begin understanding it in English. 1 minute. See the Lakshanam. Lakshanam is the key. Okay? Lakshanam means the Adayalangal, the characteristics, right, through which it differentiates itself from the rest. Okay? So, Amisham Mahat Adinam Lakshanam, the various characteristics, the Adayalangal of the Mahat Adinam. Prakrutehe Lakshanam, the Prakriti, what we call as nature, right, in English. So the Lakshanangal of it, what is nature? If somebody were to ask, what would you say, right? So the Lakshanangal pertaining to that. Then Purushasya cha. Purushasya is the characteristics of what is the characteristic or Lakshanam of a human being? Purusha means all embodiment beings. Okay, let's just confine to human beings. And what is the Lakshanam of a human being? Now you are a human being. So what is your Lakshanam? Think about it. So those have been, and Paramarthikam Swarupam Yena Lakshyate. All these Lakshanangal are there, but knowing which all these are properly understood, Paramarthikam, what is the truth in all these? That Swarupam, what is the essence of truth in all this? Yena Lakshyate, by which it is all known, it gets known. Then, Yatha Sankheshu Kathitam, in the Sankhya Yoga that you described to me in detail, in which way this has been described. And that Lakshanam, Kathitam, you have taught me that. That Yenmulam means what is the cause for it? What is the reason for all this? Is to live, give love and receive love. I mean, because Bhagavan taught me this, told me this, I'm able to recite that to you, repeat that to you. But without knowing the essence of why all this creation, why there is so much suffering, what is the purpose of my life? There's so many questions out there. Yenmulam is very important, which is the Prayojanam. What is the Prayojanam of that, which is only Bhakti Yogam? Bhagavan said in the last adhyayam. So, Yenmulam Prachakshate, that you have now taught to me in detail. The Lakshanangal of Prakriti, the Lakshanangal of all the various Mahat Tattvangal and Mahat Adinam, and Lakshanam of Purusha, and what is the Prayojanam, the purpose of all this that has been created, that also you have described. Now, not only that, Yenmulam, what is the reason for all this, cause for all this, which is to develop Bhakti Yogam, to develop devotion to Bhagavan, that all these have been prachakshate, you have taught me in detail. Now, because it is the Bhakti Yogam that he said is the prayojanam, that is the cause, that is the reason for all this, the purpose of everything is to develop devotion to Bhagavan. That's the only reason. So now you told me that. Now, therefore, please tell me, what is the path? How can I develop devotion to God? How can I embark on this Bhakti Yogam path? Please tell me that. To me, Bhakti Yogasya Margam, the pathway of Bhakti Yoga, devotion, developing devotion to Bhagavan, Vistarasaha in detail. Bruhi, please tell me. So, all the other details you have given, beautiful. And the reason for that also you said is to develop bhakti reason. That's the purpose of all this. So give me the details now about this bhakti margam. How can I develop devotion to God? That is the essence of this. This first is spoken about. Devahutihi uvacha Lakshmanam mahatadinam prakrutehe purushasya cha sarupam lakshate bisham yena tat paramarthikam yata sankheshu katitam yenmulam tat prachakshate bhakti yogasya me margam ruhi vistarasah prabho. In slokam number 3, okay, now creation all there, now the jiva, people like you and me, the embodied soul, so to speak, who are falsely identified with the body, mind, ahamkara, mamakaram and all that, okay, now they go through joys and sufferings and all that. Now, going through the pains and pleasures of this samsaram, living in this created world, there comes a point when the jiva realizes, hey, my God, this is not correct. I cannot do this all the time. I must find a permanent solution that takes me away from this ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. Right? Then, therefore, I will develop detachment from this world. So she says in Slokam 3, also, please, sir, Prabhu, tell me, what is the pathway the jiva takes, going through joys and sufferings and all that, and then the pathway for the jiva to gain the knowledge for the sadhaka, so he can get detachment from this temporary ups and downs, the samsaram, right? What is the pathway? What does the jiva do? How does it proceed? What is the journey? Tell me that. Then number 3, Virago yena purusho bhagavan sarvato bhavet achakshva jivalokasya vividha mama samsrutihi. Samsrutihi is samskaram. We say, samskaram, samsaram. Samsrutihi means it is a repetition, the samsara cycle of repeated births and deaths. Okay, that is what now we are caught in, right? We are involved in that, but we also have a way out. How does this happen? This is the beauty. It is not like we are abandoned. Please. No, Bhagavan never abandons anyone. Never. Absolutely never. And so, but how does the jiva proceed through this? Ups and downs and finally get detachment and, how does it happen? Tell me about that. So, Bhagavan, Purushaha, Yena, Purushaha, this Purusha, the embodied, talking about human being, can apply to other Jivarasi here also, but let us confine to right now you and me. So Purushaha, Yena Sarvataha. Yena is very, very important. See, Yena by which, okay? By which, very important. By which, tell me that. That is a sentence. By which, Purushaha Sarvataha Viragaha Bhavet. This Purusha will get detached, decoupled from sarvataha, from all the materialistic matters. Viragaha, get decoupled from bhavet. How does he, by which does he get that detachment, bhaveti means to experience the detachment, Jivalokasya vividaha samsrutihi. Jivalokasya. Now, the Jivarasikas are born, 8.4 million births are there, beings are there. Jivalokam. Vividaha, the varieties, various ways the Jivarasikas are there. Samsrutihi, they're all born, they die. They take birth, they die. So that also, all the Jivarasikas, in so many different ways, they go to the samsara cycle of birth and death. All this. Yena, by which this jiva, the embodied being, gets detached from this temporary materialistic world, and also by which all these various Jivarasikas that are taking birth and death and all that, what process that they go through, various things, also mama achakshva. Please teach me. Vivago yena purusho bhagavan sarvato bhavete achakshva jivalokasya vividha mama samsrutihi. Number 4. Now, Swami, there is also this thing called time, kalam, which is only your form only. Okay, Bhagavan is Kala Rupaya Namaha. So please tell me about kalam also. And now this kalam is the power of Iswara himself. Kala Rupaya Namaha, Kalaya Namaha. Bhagavan, when you say Kala Kalaya Namaha, okay, there's so many Kala Titaya Namaha, so many ways we worship Bhagavan. But so that is called power of Iswara. Now, what does this kalam do? It is even more powerful than the mightiest person. Unbelievable. It is the mightiest of the mighty, the powerful, the most powerful of the powerful. Because everybody is subjected to and subjugated by this kalam. And because through kalam, death also happens, disappearance takes place. And this death itself, because it keeps repeating birth and death, at some point in time, the death itself is an inducement, very important, for people to do what is good. Punya karmam. Sooner or later, the repeated cycle of birth and death, the kalam itself provides the inducement for people to do good, follow the dharmic path, follow the teaching of Bhagavan. It is time is extremely powerful. So that is also I wish to be taught about, but please teach me about time also. Kalasya Isvara Rupasya Paresham cha Parasyate Sarupam Bhata Kurvanti Yat Dhetoho Kusalam Janaha. Yat Hetoho Kusalam Janaha, not Dhetoho. Yat Hetoho Kusalam Janaha. Kalasya Isvara Rupasya Paresham cha Parasyate Sarupam Bhata Kurvanti Yat Hetoho Kusalam Janaha. Yat Janaha, the Janangal, okay, people, whoever is born, is Ja means birth, all the Jivarati, right? Yat Hetoho, the which cause, what is prompted by, there is always a cause, okay? And in this case, the death always induces fear for people, generally, okay? Mahato Bhayato is what Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, okay? We're talking about that. So, that induced by that, yat hetoho, Janangal, the people, the Jivarasigal, in this case human beings, because all the other Jivarasigal, they all follow the Dhammic rule, so let us not go there, talking about human beings only. So, Janaha, yat hetoho, induced by the fear of which, Janaha kusalam kurvanti, they do punya karma, they do beneficial activities, good activities. Okay, Isvara Rupasya, the form of Bhagavan himself, Te, which is Bhagavan's Rupam itself. Okay, and Isvara Rupasya means it's powerful, like Isvara, and Te means it's your form itself. Okay, Bhagavan's form itself, Te. Paresham Parasya, It is more supreme than the supreme. It is paresham parasya, that kalasya, that time, kalam, kalasya swarupam cha, that the form of this time. What is time? We all think we manage time. Nonsense. Okay, time management is one of the, I don't know, it's the silliest phrase one can use. Okay, time management, time worship is what it should be. Okay, and not wasting time. Nobody can manage time. Okay, time manages everyone. Okay, even the most powerful person in the world, the wealthiest person in the world, doesn't matter. The time is the one that's managing that person. So, anyway, coming here, that kalasya swarupam cha, the form of the time, which is nothing but Isvara Rupam, which is paresham parasya, it is mightier than the mightiest, and it is also the one, the fear of which induces people to do good things. That kalasya rupam, that form of the time, also achakshva. Achakshva you take from the previous lokam. Achakshva, please teach me that. So these are the first four slokam. Now let us go to the fifth slokam. Now she says, why you teach me, she says, because she says, Swami, you are like the sun of yoga. Okay, what does the sun do? It removes darkness. People are sleeping in the darkness. As soon as the sun comes and gives light, it wakes them up from the darkness of, in this case, darkness of ignorance. So, people without any support, they're completely enmeshed, entangled, and trapped in the ups and downs, in the samsara sagaram. They don't know which way to go, where to go, nothing to hold on to, right? But being beaten here and there, pushed and pulled, right? And living in constant worry and fear of uncertainty, what's going to happen, right? For that kind of an experience that people going through, entangled in this ephemeral, in this temporary, transient attraction to the senses, the sense objects. The senses take me to objects that I get attracted to, which is only transient and cause misery only. Because of that, the karma phalan, the burden of the unfulfilled desire, the continuous chain of action reactions happens because of these attachments. And they are like this because they are asleep. They are asleep in the darkness of ignorance. But you are like the sun of yoga. So you are the one who can teach this, remove this darkness. That in Slokam 5. Lokasya nityabhimatehe achakshushaha chiram prasuptasya tamasya anasraye srantasya karma svanu vidya dhiya svam avirasihi kila yoga bhaskaraha, the son of yoga, yoga bhaskaraha. And second, sloka number 5. Okay. So, the overall meaning is you are like the sun of yoga, because you illuminate the darkness of the life that we are trapped in because of sense gratification. And because I am asleep, you come and wake us up. That's basically the meaning of this. Now, the achakshushaha. Chakshushaha means one who has got the vision, is able to see. Achakshushaha means one who is ignorant, asleep, not able to see. Nitya abhimate. Nitya. There is Satyam, there is Nityam. Right now I feel I am this body, I see this body. This body appears true to me. I cannot deny that. So that is mithya, because it is not permanent. But whatever is temporary and not permanent, what illusory, abhimate, I am attached to it. Right? So achakshushaha mithya abhimate. Because I am attached to the temporary transient things, I am ignorant. And people who are asleep. Because of that, because the false attachment to false things, attachment to temporary things, going after temporary happiness, therefore having to undergo the resultant misery and sufferings, ups and downs which goes on in our life. Karmasu anuvidyaya. Karmasu, the various actions. Just try stopping doing one action in your life. Any action that you get, any action, today, tomorrow, just for the fun of it, tell yourself, I am not going to do it. See what happens. Seriously, okay? That you will find the power of the action over you. As simple as that. I cannot escape from it. So the action and reaction, the reaction to that, the continuous chain that we are carrying through innumerable number of births before, continuing still. So that karmasu, because of the false attachment, karmasu anuvidyaya, I am bound, trapped by these actions. Now, with doing this thing so many times, dhiya srantasya. Dhiya means my buddhi. Srantam means to get weak. Right now, this is what Adi Shankara Bhagavad Gita calls me as Buddha. Bhaja Govindam, Muda Mate, he says, you're a fool. He says, no, he calls me fool. And he's right. Nothing to get angry or uptight about, because a Mudha simply means one who does not use the buddhi. So when I don't use it, it becomes weak. Right? It becomes dusty and rusty and all that, don't you? So that is dhiya srantasya, because I'm attaching myself to temporary things and ahamkaram and mamakaram and all the various sense objects all the time. My buddhi has taken a back seat. This is why we should recite Gayatri Mantram. Dhiyo yona prachodayat. The prayer is, please strengthen my buddhi, please strengthen my buddhi. That is what we pray to Bhagavan in Gayatri Mantra. Why it is so important? When the buddhi becomes strong, the mind becomes its slave. When the mind becomes its slave, the senses are controlled. Okay? But now, the buddhi, dhiya srantasya, the buddhi has become weak for him, like this, anasraye. Because of that, it seems endless. Endless thing keeps on going. And anasraye tamasi, seemingly endless samsara sagaram, chiram, for a very long time, prasuttasya, sleeping, for a very long time. How many births? I don't know that I've taken so far, and how many more to come, I don't know. But it is many, 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 because to become a human being itself requires, okay, in all the births, to get the human birth is extremely rare. Okay, it comes after many, many other births. So through all that, Chiram, for a very long time, prasuptasya, being sleeping, being attached only to sense objects with very weak buddhi, so continuously getting involved in samsara sagaram. For that, not only me, for all the lokangal, lokasya, all the jivatmakal in the lokam itself, okay, for them to wake up, Tvam, you, yoga bhaskaraha kila. You are certainly the yoga bhaskara, the son of yoga. So come and shine your brightness so that they all can wake up. So from yoga bhaskaraha kila avirasihi, the state both. So the yoga bhaskara has now manifested yourself. So illuminate, remove the darkness of people that they're suffering from. And what is the darkness? The ignorance is what? Being attached to the body and the mind and all the sense objects. Because of the wrong thing, the buddhi has become weak. Because the buddhi has become weak, they're not able to find the right path. So they get caught repeatedly in the cycle of birth and death. And they've been sleeping like this through many, many, many births. To wake them up, to illuminate the path, and to guide them is the reason you, the Yoga Bhaskara, the sun of the Yoga sun, who's shining and illuminating the knowledge, that's the reason you have manifested. You've taken the avataram. That is 31. So we will stop here. Okay. So we read the slokam. Lokasya Mitya abhimatehe achakshushaha shiram prasuptasya tamasya anasraye. Tamasi anasraye. That's better. Tamasi anasraye. Srantasya karmaha Srantasya karma swanu vidya. Anuvidya. Srantasya karmaha karmasu anuvidya. Karmasu anuvidya. Trapped by the karmanga, by the action. Dhiya, Srantasya, combined there. Srantasya karmasu anuvidya. Dhiya, tvam aviratihi kila yoga bhaskaraha, she says. That's the reason you've manifested yourself, you've taken birth. Okay? Then Maitreya Uvacha, Slokam 6, with Bhagavan's grace, we will take up in our next session. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om.